Hello everyone, this is part 2, continuing on from my purchases at the weekend. I did go in the pound shop and I met a lovely crafter and we were having a bit of a laugh together about the things we buy and where can we put it, and there's not enough room, and we'll never use it. If we live to be 200 we'll just never have the opportunity, but we keep on buying, don't we, and it cheers us up. I forgot yesterday to mention that before I show you the lace, one thing, I uploaded a video, a VR for Cazzy 0105 I think it was, and I spelled her name C-A-Z-Z-I-E. In actual fact it's C-A-Z-Z-Y, because if you looked her up you wouldn't find her if you put I-E in. So that was naughty of me, I should have double checked. And the other thing I'll mention now, I was giving out just a free draw for some fabric, a fat quarter bundle, and I got my husband to just pull the name out of a hat, and he came up with Mary Hill. I don't know Mary, I know she comments on my channel, and I'm not sure that she's got a channel of her own. I don't think she has, but Mary Hill is the recipient of the fat quarter bundle. So with those out of the way, I can just show you the rest of the things that I bought. I bought this little box only because it's hand painted and got rabbits on. I like quirky things. I assume it's a butter dish. It's quite sweet, so I like that. Then I bought some grungy tins from the antique fair. Grungy little tins, because I wanted to do some mini journals, and I've got some real vintage tacky tins, but they're lovely. What's this one? Toffee. But I can't read it's the world's best toffee, but I can't read the name on it. There's a little one because I've got a round journal I want to do. And this contained cherry blossom toilet powder. I only thought cherry blossom did boot polish. That's real grungy. I won't have to do anything to that to make it look old, because it already is. Sweet. This one is a tobacco tin, Tom Long. I've not heard of that brand before. So and these are really cheap. And I had that one because it's got vintage pictures on. I thought a little quaint book would look quite sweet in there. But may use it for something else, make something else, but those are the tins anyway. Right, on to the lace. I bought a bundle of what I call you can get anywhere type lace, and it wasn't expensive, and there's this stuff you can get anywhere, and you've probably all seen before. So it's not too exciting, but I can use it in lots of projects. Having said that, it is vintage. No, it is all vintage, but it's sort of down market more. What I wanted to show you is the better stuff, because we don't usually find really nice old stuff, small trimmings anyway. So I'll go through these with you quite quickly so as not to hold you up. Nice bit of hand lace there. I was told this was handmade, but I'm not quite sure. There's plenty of it. Yes, I think it might be. Very, very old, that one. This is tatting. I do tatting, but this is very fine. And I think it's probably done with a size 80 cotton. So you need a magnifying glass to work with that. And there's some finer than this. So there's some nice trim there, about a yard of that. I thought this was sweet. It's got a letter R monogram. I've not washed any of this yet. I'll just show it to you before I launder it. This is the smaller piece of tatting. Don't know if you can see that. Look how fine that is. I would say it's about 100, size 100, perhaps less on that one. It's really, really tiny. And again, there's lots of that. Must have taken forever to do that. Another vintage piece. I love all the vintage lace. Having said that, there's some fabulous modern lace and appliques about, but this stuff you'll never see again. But that's all women have got to do then. Play the piano and do some stitching. That would have suited me actually. That's beautiful. Now this is a piece of hand-worked Honiton lace. Honiton lace is where you use a pillow and bobbins. I've got all the equipment to have a go. I need to find a teacher. And I don't think I'd be very good at it. But I'm willing to have a go at any sort of craft. That's another tiny one. Look how tiny that is, it's beautiful though. Didn't realise I'd bought this much. I get carried away though. See anything that's beautiful. Some more tatting, but a slightly different pattern. Again, it looks as though it's about an 80 or a 100 thread. That looks like, that's old, that looks part of a, I think they were called a jabot, tied at the neck, or used to put them around the front of a dress. Everything was so elegant then, wasn't it? It's a sweet piece. This is vintage, but we've got some lovely modern ones which compare quite well with these wider laces. Nearly at the end. That's a nice piece, it's really dimensional, that one. That's the last of the wider pieces of lace. I did manage to get some embroidered pieces, just a few tray cloths, just for the embroidery really. So I've got 1, 2 of those. Got a lovely vintage hanky, and why I bought this one, look how tiny the crochet is around the edge. I don't think I could see to do that one, it's done in extremely fine cotton. Extremely fine cotton, and some shadow work on the hanky itself on the corner. It is hand embroidered. How they did it I just don't know. Just like the fabric. In the past I've had lots of these and thrown them away, not knowing what to do with them, or send them to the charity shop. And then I saw Ruby's channel, Ruby Little Books, and I noticed she uses a lot in her books, so I thought there's an idea. So when I saw that, I had to pick that up. Now these aren't old, in fact we made these at school in the 60s. That's probably old to some of you, but there's an awful lot of work. People underestimate these, I did, but there is an awful lot of work goes into them, and they're not done anymore. The 2 smaller ones to go with the large pin. And then these are placemats, because I've got some of these that I use for myself, but they're in a different colour. But again, they're appliqué flowers, beautiful. There's a set of 5 of those. Just a couple more items and then we're finished, ladies. A little bit of purple tulle, a little piece of Battenberg lace. I was going to have a go at doing this this Battenberg lace by the lace tape, and then I thought, you know, I've got enough hobbies. It's something to do if you like lace making. And just another tray cloth, but I like the inserts on it. It's all drawn thread and embroidered, and it would make a lovely book page. And finally I bought these, it's just nostalgia really. When I was 4, I was a bridesmaid at a neighbour's wedding, and I wore a little pair of these gloves. Absolutely sweet. It just reminded me of this lovely, lovely lady. She was absolutely lovely to me. and wearing these little gloves for a wedding and a little white dress with a big heart, big puffy heart on the front of the dress. Oh, it takes me back, but lovely memory. So I bought those as a reminder of her, really. So those are my purchases then for the weekend, ladies. I had some fun, I can tell you. And oh, forgot that bit. I must show you this because I can do this work. Yes, I can, but I don't do it, and I'll tell you why. Your eyesight would be affected for one thing. The materials that you would need to make lace like this, I just couldn't guess at how much it would cost. Perhaps a few hundred in linen thread, cotton thread, to do that. Then you've got the hours and the weeks and weeks of work in just that. How many? 2 yards? 2 yards of 4 or 5 inch lace. And that was £3. You can't believe it, can you, really? So I've got quite a few pieces of this that I've had collected over the years, because I used to collect antique and vintage lace purely tablecloths, purely to use and to look at. Now that I'm getting into lace work, I don't think I could ever cut it up. I'd have to use the modern lace. I would feel terribly guilty about cutting it up, unless it was damaged, and then I'd have no qualms if it was damaged, or colouring it really. It's cotton, so it would dye really well. But I used to see lots and lots of this about in the 70s and 80s, and for next to nothing. So I would buy it then. Of course, it's more difficult to get hold of at a reasonable price, but I love it. That's it then for today, ladies, and thank you for looking in, and I do appreciate it. And Mary Hill, I'll be sending off your fat quarters today or tomorrow. Bye for now then, ladies. Bye.